Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another tarot reading video. This one's going to be pretty lo-fi and chill and simple, but I pretty much only do these if I feel like something's nagging at me, or I guess you could say I feel called to. I also want to say that I am not technically decided on my religion or my beliefs or anything like that. I'm somebody who goes through life being open to learning new things. So I just really resonate with tarot, and there's certain things that you have to see to believe in life, and I've seen those things and I believe in those things, but it doesn't necessarily mean I believe one thing over the other. Sometimes I'm more interested in learning about classic Christianity because I grew up Christian. Sometimes I'm more interested in the ideas of the universe and manifesting, and sometimes those are not exclusionary of each other. You can still believe in God. And so when I say, or if I say the universe, that could be your God or whoever from your religion, whatever applies to you in whatever way resonates to you. To me, tarot is just all about getting that message somehow, some way, from whoever may sent it to whoever it's intended to receive it. It doesn't even have to be a religious belief. It may be to you a loved one who passed away or something like that. So I just want to clarify that. And yeah, I'm young and I'm still figuring things out, so keep that in mind as we do this reading. I also think that tarot is like a mirror, whether it be tarot or oracle, kind of prompting you with these ideas that have been simmering in the back of your head and just making you see them and think about them a little bit more in depth than maybe you had wanted to, because sometimes we do have that nagging feeling that there's something else, there's something more, something we're forgetting, or something we're avoiding talking or thinking about. So yeah, let's get started with the reading. Okay, hopefully you guys can see okay. I'm going to be doing 3 different groups because last time I did one collective message, but I want to give a little bit more variety and openness. And if something clicks with you, then it clicks with you and it's probably meant for you. Okay, we have our 3 piles right here. This is going to be pile 1, 2, and 3. They're facing me, not you guys. Sorry about that. But POV, you're actually with me. It's kind of like you're getting your tarot read in real life, right? But basically, we're going to flip over these herbarry cards and see what is on them. This reading is very much about signs. So basically what I mean by that is maybe you keep on seeing these same numbers everywhere, or you keep on hearing the same word everywhere, or maybe you have had a dream or just have this instant gut feeling that maybe a loved one has passed on into this type of an animal. Some people feel that way about butterflies and all types of things, or maybe it's somebody special that you've been thinking of a lot lately, in general, and their favorite thing is, whether they're alive or past, their favorite thing is this type of a flower, or is this is their favorite color. That's kind of what we're talking about. So this is pile 1. It's the burdock. Tap your resources. The word utilitarian comes to mind. If you've been that type of person who has one of those books about how to turn plants into medicine, or what wild plants you can or cannot eat, or if you like to go hiking and camping a lot, or maybe you just love like apocalyptic TV shows or something like that. This is probably your pile. The next one is create space. So it could be, you know, space. It could literally be space. It could be that you love to watch shooting stars, or your favorite quote involves a star. There's also these white flowers and these little raspberry wineberry looking things, which are actually raspberries. But it could be that maybe raspberries are your favorite fruit, or you found a wild raspberry by chance the other day, or maybe you saw a bunch of birds out your window one morning, or found a basket, no, this is called a nest, sorry, a nest outside, or maybe you found some bird eggs or something like that outside. That could be what that means for you. You could also do this sign-based. So this one we see a lot of fire with the candles and the fireplace. We also see some leafy greens here and some underground plants that could represent Earth. For this one, we see the leafy greens again. Of course, it's the herbarary, but also we have birds, which, you know, they fly in the wind, so that could definitely be an air situation. I think we also have an air situation over here. If you're looking for water, maybe that's this one over here as well, just because of all the blue. And we do have a little bit of a ground situation, but this is Valerian, and this is release rigidity. So, you know, maybe you're thinking you need a really good spa day, I don't know, or you've seen valerian flowers recently, or whatever calls to you, right? It's whatever way you connect with the cards. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to just take a breath and pick your cards. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with pile 1 over here. Okay, so we have burdock here. Tap your resources. So we have the Holy Mountain, mysticism, dissipating, and then we have 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and Strength. As always, I invite any other tarot readers out there to leave their interpretations in the comments, because I am not a professional. Yeah, and that being said, I actually am going to check for these ones because I think they're a little bit more ominous. So we have the Holy Mountain, which, you know, all things considered here, with, you know, me pointing out the ground here, I definitely am getting a more of a ground leaning with this one, with an earth sign, excuse me. But, you know, we do have a really big sun here. We have a moon, it looks like, and this person's at the top of the mountain, meditating. Essentially, this is talking about, there's something that, like, talking about going back to that nagging feeling that you may or may not have. There's something that you need to kind of look inside of yourself to find, and you are never just gonna wake up one day and find it and let it happen. It's gonna take work and dedication, and it's gonna take consistency to get there, but you can. And actually, you're being, like, invited, as it says in the book, to do that, to start that process of here, I will face them towards you after I'm done talking about them, but to go on that journey for yourself. We have mysticism and we have dissipating. Just quick show. Basically, and I won't know until I get an overall sense of all of these cards and just all of them in general, but there's something elusive here that, you know, you're interested in, but you still don't quite understand it. But you're being called to kind of like walk through that door, to try something new, to do something new. So it might be, you know, if we're talking about being called an invitation, it might be to go on that journey, or to find yourself closer to whatever the point of the journey will end up being for you. And we have dissipating. So, you know, I'm seeing here, you know, it feels like a lonely person who needed to have a friend. So they went out and they found a friend, even if it's not the best friend, you know, the bird can't talk. They need to have constant entertainment or constant engagement with their brain, but they are kind of just waiting, almost waiting away their life. Like, they're waiting for life to happen to them. You know, they're trying to make some things work, but they're not really kind of getting up and going on that journey. You know, she's sitting on the chair here, so she really, if she just continues on like this, she's just gonna kind of waste her life away. And she definitely doesn't want to do that. She's interested in life, and, you know, she wants to be entertained, she wants to be engaged in life, but, you know, her sedentary spot right here, you know, she feels like she's got everything she needs because she can see it through a screen, but you're not really going to be able to understand life unless you experience it yourself. And there may be band-aids you can put on that to make yourself feel better for the moment, but you know, you're always going to long for the real thing. And unless you get up and leave your little box and experience it, you know, it's not gonna happen for you, and you're just kind of gonna end up like dissipating away. That's my interpretation of that. So now I'm gonna do a quick review of these cards, and then I'll be right back to give the overall reading. Okay, so these cards are actually very interesting and give us the overall sense of the reading. I hope you can see these cards okay. I might come in and crop this a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. But we are talking about you know, this card is about boredom, which is very much what this will kind of was coming to me as what this was coming up for me as when I was explaining it before. You know, you're bored, you're maybe feeling a little like stuck, I guess you could say, back in with that. You're also kind of missing out on the world, and there's a sense here from what I read in the book. It said that the stability was leading to boredom. I think whatever stability you have right now is kind of leading you down that path. And this reading is asking you to be brave, to find that strength within you to go on your journey, to learn about whatever it is that, you know, you feel deep down is calling you, to finally get up and, like, whatever's calling you, go out there and experience it and have the bravery to do that. And with the Four of Pentacles here, this is like talking about building, it does relate to coins, you know, wealth, things like that, but it's just talking about like building up to stability in your life. So I think it's telling you to kind of, you know, do it reasonably, rationally, right? But it's maybe even insinuating that the second that you do get over this boredom and you find the bravery and the courage and the compassion and the strength to break out of the boredom and to go towards whatever you feel is calling you and to make your way on that spiritual journey, that it will bring you stability. There's no reason to be scared. It will bring you a better stability. You're sensible. You've got it all together. You need to trust yourself that everything will be okay. And it's very reminiscent of, I've been seeing a lot of content lately in the tarot community talking about making that leap of faith. So, even though we're talking kind of about a steady journey here, there's going to need to be a kind of some way to pull you out of it. And so if that ends up being quick or slow, that's fine. We're talking about pulling you out of it, but knowing that the journey is going to be long, but it's going to be rewarding and it's going to change your life and for the good. And you will learn things that you'll be shocked to learn, whether it be about yourself or about the world. I'm going to actually look up Burdock now because I want to give you a full sense of this reading. So this talks about companionship and slow building and kind of almost digging into your life, digging deeper into it the way that it is now, and working towards it. And the book specifically says, trust me. She says all will be well. So I think this is just overall what this sign is something needs to change. You're living with a sense of a false fulfillment, and you're not really doing what you should be doing or what you wanted to do. And it may seem fine and dandy in the moment, but it's actually not a good route to be on. Not there's more than just this boredom that you're feeling, and you're gonna need your strength and compassion and courage to overcome it. And you're gonna also need to actually listen to the call, to the invitation, and to go on the journey. But you're gonna be fine on the journey. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be even better than you are now. This is a boredom of stability. This is more of an optimistic card. You're gonna still you're not going to lose your stability. It might not be right away. There could be some tough times, but you just need to stick with it. So that is pile number 1. Okay, I believe this is pile number 2. We have create space, which is raspberry. Let me see here. We have wind. So this is really interesting because I mentioned the birds earlier. So I do think there's maybe a highlight here on like a wind sign, whether that be you or whoever you may connect this type of a sign to. We have forgiveness, impasse, interesting. We have Queen of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. This is a really, really interesting pull here. I'm going to start off with digging more into wind. Okay, so we've got another pull here about change, because the wind kind of can represent a few different things, but what was calling out most to me is mind. So the way the wind is blowing can kind of be like a hypothetical situation for your brain and what's going on in your brain. And winds change, they don't stay the same. And we're humans, and sometimes we can end up with the same thoughts and the same processes, the same way of doing things, the same way of thinking about things. And this is kind of encouraging us to kind of go with the wind, to allow for those changes, make space for that. and really open up about like feeling like less rigidity on that. So we also have impasse and forgiveness. I'm feeling like something may have happened, whether it be with whoever is reminding you, like whoever this sign is from, or something else in your life right now, where you came to a point where you felt intimidated. An impasse is like basically not being able to pass on through, right? But this is a, there could just be, a wall in the way, or something like that. But this is scarier. This is more intimidating. It's a person with a cloak in the middle of the night, and like maybe they have you know, or maybe they have something not great on them or something like that. But, you came to some sort of a situation. And now we have forgiveness. I never want to connect these right away and say, okay, well, that means you must forgive that person. I don't think so. I think especially because, give or take with a grain of salt, it may be different for some people. Maybe it's some of you guys are ready to forgive, or like getting ready to forgive, or we have a little child here, and when I think about that, I kind of think about the child's being held, and it's kind of in a dreamy state. I feel like this may say something about your inner child, like forgiving yourself for maybe not doing what all you wanted to or could do in this moment, or not being the person you wanted to be at that impasse with that intimidating person. It's time to forgive yourself for that situation, and also it's kind of time to move on from that, which is kind of hard to hear, and it's easier said than done, but it's kind of time to let the wind blow that and you away and bring you to experience the rest of the world. And it's not just that one place where the bad thing happened, which I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. I really feel a lot of empathy for you, and I hope you're doing okay now. But I also think maybe you might be being a little too hard on yourself, and it's probably time to forgive yourself. Yeah. So then I'm gonna do a quick read through these, and then I will do a overall reading and then follow up on the raspberry. Okay. So yeah, this reading flows pretty nicely. We have the Four of Swords right here, which is kind of talking about taking a rest from burnout or a break from reality, where some other things that I saw. So you may be in your little nest, your little protective area, just working on yourself and healing a little bit, and or you may need to kind of take that time away right now. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a healing energy. It also talks about family and community. So I think if you really start the forgiveness process, you'll then be able to let in whoever this is representing in your life. This may be literally a mother figure, it may be a friend, it may be your community or other specific community members who are really going to help you on your healing journey once you are ready to begin it. Not to say that you haven't began it already, but it feels like this may even just be talking about like coming to an impasse in terms of not being able to get to the healing side. So maybe you didn't necessarily have a confrontation with someone, but something traumatic happened to you, and you kind of have been acting like everything's okay, but the universe is telling you like, no, it's okay to like take care of yourself and to open up to other people as well, not just shut in, but also reach out. And it's seeming like whether it be whoever this is reminding you of is sending you support, or is going to physically be there to support you, you're going to have it. And then we have Knight of Pentacles, which is talking about being steadfast and safety and diligence and hard work. And it's also talking about building material security and expansion. So there's also a sense of you're not going to get to the point of being healed if you also don't put in the work for yourself behind the scenes, and work on making your own security and safety, or maybe there could even be like a duo here. This could be somebody else coming in, a male figure. I would say more like a friend or maybe a significant other, or if that you could flip it could be your girlfriend, whatever, coming in here and saying, and maybe helping and supporting you. So you'll really get the support that you need once you open up. But it can't happen without a little bit of a healing phase. So if you are still all the way over here, there's going to be phases. You're going to have to start the process of forgiveness, and you're going to have to start the process of healing, and really kind of also, like I say with the wind, kind of like letting it go, but in a sense where you're letting it go because you trust that everything is going to be okay. The wind is going to blow in a different direction, is going to be, it's going to help guide you out of that situation, like a gust of wind. And then we have the raspberry. Let's look up the meaning for that to give a overall. So this talks about nurturing the space within. It also talks about learning from someone else who maybe has nurturing traits, or just relying on other people, as we talked about, and that back to that opening up, but also trusting in the fact that people can help you, will help you, do want to help you, want to see you thrive, want to see you do amazing, and want to support you. So that is reading for pile number 2. And lastly, we have pile number 3, which is valerian, which once again I said could be earth or could be air. We have the serpent. Automatically not really feeling a certain sign with this. I did say this could be water. Thinking of I think some mythological serpents are linked to water, but I could be wrong. We also have instinct and perception. Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Two of Wands. Okay, so this is really talking about transformation. Reading the actual description is very reminiscent to me of my time in college. So you may be moving on to a new part in your life where you're kind of ready to reinvent yourself in a way, or let the true you actually be on the surface this time and kind of not wear a disguise. It's also said it has to do with Mother Earth, so this could be an earth sign nod. We also have perception and instinct. So I'm seeing honestly, I'm thinking this is about somebody who may be like on their way to getting into a relationship of some sort, if not is in one now. And you're kind of like, like when kids go away to college for the first time and they have freedom, so they kind of just like try a bunch of new things. You're kind of feeling like, okay, like, I'm here, I'm in control, I'm gonna try new things, and I'm in a space where I'm able to be myself, and you're being called to do that. So if you're not there yet, this might just be a nudge to you to kind of lean into that more and have fun and be bolder and maybe be a little bit more impulsive if you're not that type of a person. And we're talking about perception here, which I feel like I'm going to need a little bit more clarification on based from these cards to get from the lean of this, because perception can be both a bad thing and a good thing, right? It can make you behave, but also there's some people who don't care. Like, this girl has her hair down, you know, she's frolicking through the fields, she does not care, you know, how she's being perceived. And so maybe this is kind of telling you to take on that, to kind of like let loose, live a little type of a vibe. I'm gonna read up on these cards and we will be back. Alrighty, so we have the Ten of Swords, which is kind of talking about a betrayal, to be honest. So maybe something happened, like, you know, when girls get a you know, like when people get a haircut after they break up with somebody, it's kind of giving. So, you know, let's say for the sake of this situation, you're about to go away to college, and something happens and your friend group falls apart, or, you know, just you find out that maybe you don't want to be seeing your boyfriend anymore, your girlfriend anymore, or whatever. That's kind of what it's leaning into. And so it's kind of either warning you, or this is an affirmation to somebody watching this, that this message is meant for them. And you're kind of at a point here where you're in between your comfort zone and what the world has to offer. And as we already saw, the world's we know as humans, the world has a lot to offer. And, you know, it's kind of telling you to shed that skin, to work on that instinct, to not care about the way you're perceived, and to have fun and live a little. I mean, we have this card here that is talking about haste and decision making. You know, it could be that this is all gonna happen very quickly, this kind of a betrayal, and so you kind of have to make your decision quickly. You kind of just can't like wait around and like, oh, weigh about your decisions. Like, no, it's best for you to make a decision, to go out there, to be yourself, and to learn what that means to you and what that is for you. I'm gonna go on ahead and check up on this card so I get a better explanation. Yes, we're also talking about intelligence, wit, determination, saving the day, the pursuit of excellence, ambition, being assertive, success. So really, you can save yourself. You just have to let yourself be out of your comfort zone and kind of be, you know, don't be somebody you're not. You know, be somebody you've always wanted to be. We have Valerian here, which has a cozy, cute little cat. So I'm interested to see how that would play in. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a check. She asks you to aspire to a life free of self-flagellation and daily denigrations. Valerian begs you to relax your armored body, your stiff thoughts, your rigid emotions, and then join her for a shameless afternoon nap. It kind of talks about how the Valerian is dreaming of becoming the cat. So whatever you've been dreaming of trying or doing or becoming, but maybe you were holding back, you were being held back by someone, or you were holding back for your own reasons. Once this thing happens, or if it's already happened, now's the time to make the quicker, swifter decisions, not be super impulsive and make bad decisions, but have more of a decisiveness and have that more of a confidence in your instinct and not caring about what other people think, and really just going for it and becoming the person that you always wanted to be. That is what this reading means to me. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. Please let me know what you're thinking of these videos, and yeah, I mean, I think the last one did pretty well, and I know that I got some information from it, so I hope some of you guys did too. I hope these 3 messages made it through to all the people they needed to make it through to. Even if you're watching this video, like, you could be watching this video years later. It's currently 2025. You could be watching this in 2027, and that's the right time for you, because that's when this message found you and called to you, and you knew everything that resonated with you was true. As a lot of tarot readers say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to stay safe and have fun. Bye.